coming to you from chilly Burlington, Vermont. It is the first annual Andy's celebration with your hosts, Connor and Dan.
Hi.
And then I'll have you add some like clapping in there.
Yay, we did it. We are here. It's the Andes. We have the winners. We have envelopes. We have sparkling apple juice. It's fantastic.
The good thing is, since it's radio, none of that could be true, or all of it could be true.
Exactly.
The one thing that is for certain is that you were listening to Film And. This is episode 3 of season 2.
Yep.
And it is the Andes episode.
Yay.
The first of the 2 Andes, because we'll both graduate next year, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
And we don't know if the people who replace us, if they can replace us, if they can find someone worthy of the title, if they'll continue the Andes going forward.
Yeah.
But Dan, it is the Andes, like we mentioned. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that this is Film And. This is the Andes, which is our award show, hence Andes.
Andes. I like calling them the Ampersandys.
The Ampersandys.
It's a very fun name. Silly name. And obviously, this is last week. We did the nominations for the Andes, which is 10 award categories, awarding movie performances and other different categories. We have production, VFX, cinematography, score, actor, actress, director, picture. And we are going to announce the winners this week, give a little talk about why we chose who we chose. And it's going to be a good time.
Okay, Dan. So let's start with our first category, which is Best Production.
Yes.
Okay.
So who are the nominees?
Well,
Connor?
Dan, I'm glad you asked. The nominees are Rocket Man, Little Women, Us, 1917, and Greener Grass. Can I have the envelope, please, Dan?
There you go.
And the winner is 1917.
What?
Whoa. I reached out to members of the 1917 production. No one responded. So accepting this award today will be me on behalf of the cast and crew of 1917.
There is a good chance the 2 people in this room, me and Connor, will be the ones accepting every single award. But who knows? Maybe
we have a special guest.
Maybe we have a special guest.
Maybe one person will DM me in the next 30 minutes. We'll find out. But yeah, 1917.
Yep.
There was a little bit of debate on this category. I was personally rooting for Little Women.
Yep.
But obviously 1917, they built all those trenches from scratch.
Yeah.
And like the crazy stuff they do with costumes in that film is nuts. And
I mean, the amount of different locations that they constructed in pretty much what was a 2-shot film.
Yes.
Is very impressive. That's something we probably won't be able to see for a while. So
no, it's a once in a long time kind of thing. I wouldn't say lifetime quite yet. And the hundreds of people that worked on this motion picture that have won this Andy collectively. So congratulations to you, cast and crew of 1917.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to visual effects. Our next category, Connor, who are the nominees?
Well, once again, Dan, I'm glad you asked. The nominees are Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, Alita, Battle Angel, The Lion King, Dr. Sleep, and Gemini Man. And the Andy goes to Dr. Sleep.
Woo! Yeah!
I'm trying to read it like they read the nominations at the Oscars.
Yeah,
like it's kind of like
absolutely.
monotone. Like
Just kind of.
The Lion King.
And the winner is Dr. Sleep. Yeah.
The only one here that is nominated for the actual Oscar is Lion King, right? Lion King and Star Wars?
Lion King and Star Wars are the 2
Okay.
that actually got Oscar nominations.
Yes.
But yeah, I think this is probably the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, because it has the least emphasis on visual effects within the movie, but just what it does with visual effects in a movie, in a storytelling space, it does it really well.
We've talked about like, did they call it The Mist? Is that what they call it?
The Mist, yeah.
The Mist.
The
Mist and her traveling through space.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
That was a scene. A lot of the dream sequences between Rebecca Ferguson and the young girl.
I don't know the girl. She plays Abra. I don't know
Abra.
her actual name.
Those are very impressive.
Yes.
And even the stuff at the Overlook.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with, in the 3rd act. So
light spoilers, by the way, for these films when we discuss
yes,
them.
light spoilers, nothing heavy.
I think you know the Shining movie takes place partially at the Overlook, but I wanted to
Yes.
make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case you were confused by that fact. But no, yeah, everything, including like the woman in the bathtub from The Shining, she's revisited a lot, and sort of like the Grady twins, right? Yeah, Grady twins.
Yeah.
The VFX recreate certain scenes from The Shining. It's really good.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I mean, we'll have a lot more to say when it comes to like the performance categories and Best Picture. Right now, it's like, yeah, this movie did its job very well, and that's all we really can say about it as of right now.
Absolutely.
So Dan, I presented the last two. Do you want to present cinematography?
I would be honored. So, for cinematography in a motion picture for 2019, the nominees are Adam Newport Berra, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Kyung Pyo Hong for Parasite, Pavel Polzagelsky for Midsummer, 1917, Roger Deakins, and Jaron Blaschke for The Lighthouse. And may I have the envelope, please, Connor? And the winner is Jaron Blaschke for The Lighthouse. Woo! Good job, Jaron.
This was one we had very little debate over.
This was the clear winner in our
Yeah,
eyes.
I mean, for me, it was either Deakins or Jaron.
Absolutely.
As much as I love everyone nominated in this category.
Yeah, Roger Deakins, Jaron Blaschke were my top two, and they were your top two.
Yeah.
And it was really, I think, just looking at, I guess, I've said this so many times now, but The Lighthouse as a reflection of the history of cinema and cinema gear, using all these lenses from like the 20s, the 50s, the 80s, and today to create this movie, to create a coherent movie with gear that spans the entire century to try and find an authentic kind of snapshot of the 1880s. Two men in a lighthouse, I think.
Yeah, recreating old lenses that were like impossible to find now too.
Exactly. It was an impressive undertaking.
Yeah.
And especially I mean, like, that's something I would expect from a Roger Deakins,
Yeah.
who's someone who's been in the industry so many decades.
No, it's
but this is
interesting
coming from
because-
from a relatively younger crew, which like
No, Deakins
shows
does great
the-
stuff, but he doesn't do stuff like Jaron does.
yeah.
They're very different kinds of artists. We're not saying Deakins did anything worse than Jaron Blaschke,
No.
because Deakins is one of the best cinematographers of all time.
Heck yeah.
And the stuff he did with Blade Runner 2049 is immaculate. And the stuff he's done with the Coens and Sam Mendes, like we mentioned, 1917.
Yep.
He is an outstandingly talented cinematographer. So I'm not taking anything away by saying Jaron is a vastly different kind of artist. I am very excited to see what Jaron and Robert Eggers keep doing together.
I do hope they continue to
enormously excited
collaborate
for that
because
fact.
they've made some beautiful images.
They have. I need to see his shorts that he made with Jaron, but just the Vivitch and the Lighthouse.
Yep.
I can definitely say that he is a very talented individual.
Oh yeah. So I will do the next two.
You do the next one. We'll
You do the
score.
next two. I do the next two. And then we just keep going 2 and 2.
So you need the names again for score.
All right. So our next category: best score for a motion picture, and the nominees are Alexandre Desplat, Little Women, Bobby Kurlick, Midsummer, Randy Newman for Marriage Story, Daniel Lopatin, which is 10 Tricks Point Never for Uncut Gems, and Mark Colvin for The Lighthouse. Envelope, please. And the winner is Daniel Lopatin for Uncut Gems. Woo, yeah!
I like how the envelope has a different sound every single time.
It does. It's a unique envelope. For
Is that a good bit? Should we keep that going, or is that bad?
I haven't meant
can't
to.
tell.
We're just inconsistent people.
For now on, let's just have the envelopes in our hand.
Okay, we have now just taken all the envelopes.
We
and
have them
We're
now.
just in our hands.
We're like the
so-
accountants and the one guy at the Oscars who was tweeting backstage. We're handing the wrong envelopes. We got everything on lock.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so yeah, Uncut Gems.
Yep.
This was one I personally have a little bit of beef with. No disservice to Daniel because I love the score of Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
But for me, like I mentioned in the previous episode of the nominations, the Little Women score is next level to me. That's the reason my current screenplay exists. Because I listened to that throughout almost the entirety of writing that script. So its connection to me on that level is very personal, obviously, but also like it is the best score of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was going to put a second place, actually, I probably would give it to Marriage Story. So this is one where I had some contention on it, but I obviously the score for Uncle Gems is amazing. So all good things to Daniel.
Absolutely. I think it's really interesting looking at our pick here, and I think this is kind of indicative of a couple of the picks we did.
Yeah.
A lot of them are not our personal number 1, number 2 pick, but it is me and Connor's agreement on a number 2 or number 3 that we agree on. So it's more of an averaging.
Yeah.
You know, for us, we both agreed Uncut Gems was
It's
a
the
very
preferential
solid.
ballot like they do with the Oscars for Best Picture.
Exactly.
It's kind of thing where it's not always your best choice, but if enough people say it's their third choice, then it's the one that gets picked.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
for us, I mean, my number 1, probably, I'm looking at this list, would have been Midsummer, and then my number 2 was either Uncut Gems or Marriage Story. I think would have been tied for that. So I think moving forward.
So it's both of our threes.
Exactly.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. And like, I really can't bash any of these scores because
No.
they are all beautiful and they all really complement the movies they're in. But Uncut Gems especially, I think is the best example of One O Tricks Point Never's just use of music and, you know, in a Safdie Brothers film.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
like I
think
mentioned
it's
in the last
great.
episode too, how a score performs doesn't do it by itself is very different than how it interacts in a movie. Like the Lighthouse score, I can't listen to that by itself because it's just a bunch of like drones and like really creepy like sounds and stuff. But in the context of the film, it works amazingly.
Exactly.
And I feel like the same thing for the score from Uncut Gems is listening to it by itself. It's not as effective. It's still very good.
It's very shimmery.
Yes,
You start
but
to notice.
when you
it's
use
very-
it in the
yeah.
actual movie, it's amazing and it ramps with that tension so much.
The ending and closing shots
Yes,
with
exactly,
the music
exactly,
is always what I
yes,
go back
yes.
to with the
Well,
colors.
I feel like
and,
the Little
it's
Women
perfect.
score is the one that in the Marriage Story score work independent of the film completely. I can listen to those by themselves and just like write to them and be like perfectly set.
Yeah.
And that's not a strength or a weakness of the score. It's just like why I personally preferred Little Women or Marriage Story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So next is Best Supporting Actress, Dan. I have the
Yes.
envelope in my hand already.
All right, cool. So yeah.
The nominees are Rebecca Ferguson for Dr. Sleep, Florence Pugh for Little Women, Sal Shuzhen for The Farewell, Thomasin McKenzie for Jojo Rabbit, and Sodam Park for Parasite. And the winner is Thomasin McKenzie, Jojo Rabbit. Which
Thomasin.
we spoke a little bit.
Thomasin. That is
spoke-
a reference to the Vivish.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about this for VFX, where I think this is one people are going to be surprised about.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people, including myself, were kind of in the Florence camp originally. But no, don't get me wrong. I love Thomasin McKenzie. It's another thing, preferential ballot thing, where Thompson was my clear second choice.
Yeah.
And I think she was both of our second choices, right?
I believe so because I
Yeah.
would have gone with Nine Eye.
Yeah,
from Farewell,
exactly.
And
So
then
she's in.
Thomasin next and JoJo.
Yeah, so
yeah.
another thing, preferential balance, she was both our second choice, and thus she got the win.
Yeah.
No, I actually contacted Thomasin McKenzie on Instagram and was like, hello, would you like to come to our little show? No response. She's actually going through a lot of stuff right now. Sadly, her dog was attacked by another dog,
Oh my God.
and she's at Sundance. She's busy.
She's
So-
at Sundance and
yeah.
her dog got attacked by
We had a
another dog.
bad timing schedule. They started at the exact same time as Sundance.
I'm sure Thomasin would have come if it wasn't for
I know.
being at
If it-
Sundance.
If it wasn't for
and having
Sundance, yeah.
a traumatic dog.
Yeah, no. If
happenings.
people were better dog owners and... Interesting. If people were better dog owners and Robert Redford wasn't so selfish, then we would... then we would have Thomas and Mackenzie and studio guys, but sadly, people are irresponsible and Robert Redford hates us. So sadly,
true.
no Thomas and
He
Mackenzie in
does.
studio. But no, I'm thrilled for Thomas and Mackenzie. I need to watch Leave No Trace because I've heard nothing but great things about her in that. And she's
Yeah.
in I forget. It's something called The Kelly Gang. It's by the guy who made the Michael Fassbender Macbeth and Assassin's Creed.
Really?
It's that guy's next feature, and apparently it's great. Justin Kurzel, I think, is his name.
Oh, okay.
It's a very, very, I've heard great things about the movie, and that's at Sundance currently. That's why she's there.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
okay.
I am really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to everything Thomasin does.
I'm interested to see where she goes from here.
Yes, and she has a movie
after
called...
an
yeah,
Andy win, this
exactly,
could be...
yeah. Exactly. After the Andes, her whole career is wide open. You have an open, blank check. What do you want to do with us?
Oh, man.
Do you want to direct, Thomasin?
Thomas and Mackenzie, would you like to
To direct. So,
Yeah.
guys, we're going to go to a quick break. Then we're going to get to Best Supporting Actor. See you guys soon.
I'm jumping in with my clothes on. Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Indoor baseball, anyone?
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Andes. Hope that those commercial breaks, we're not quite at the level of Super Bowl, but we have some good commercials going for us.
We're trying our best.
We're trying our best. I couldn't get Bryan Cranston's Shining ad during this.
We tried.
I tried my best.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dan, Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Sam Rockwell for Jojo Rabbit, Willem Dafoe for The Lighthouse, Alan Alda for Marriage Story, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Jonathan Majors for The Last Black Man in San Francisco. And the Andy goes to Sam Rockwell, Jojo Rabbit. It's Sam's first Andy, his first nomination.
Yeah.
Speaking, I DM'd the Jojo Rabbit Instagram account and informed them that both Sam and Thomason had won.
Swept the supporting categories.
Swept the supporting categories, yes.
Jojo Rabbit.
The only two JoJo nominations in acting categories they won, so good for them.
Yeah.
Because we don't have Scarlett like the actual Oscars does.
Yeah.
But yes, I rewatched this recently with friends, and Sam Rockwell is outstanding in it.
Sure is.
I will not spoil the scene just in case you have not seen JoJo yet, but there's a scene with this character towards the end that does not fail to make me cry. I've seen the movie 3 times now, and I am tearing up throughout that entire scene. Just even knowing it's coming.
Heart-wrenching.
There's a couple moments in the movie where my breath just catches, and I'm about to cry.
Yeah.
Just even thinking about it now makes me a little teary-eyed. So I mean that's a testament to Taika Waititi as a director too, getting his performance out of Sam Rockwell and Thomason.
Absolutely.
But the moments he crafts were such genius moments, and it's the one time a director can make you, an actor can make you cry for a Nazi.
Yeah.
Which if they can do that, then they're very talented emotional storytellers.
They sure
If they can manipulate your emotions to that level where you're sad over a Nazi, then they did their job very, very well.
Sure did.
Obviously, people are going to be kind of weirded out that Brad didn't get the win because he is the frontrunner and he has won literally every other guild.
Yep.
We know the Andy's the biggest forecaster for the Oscars, and Sam wasn't even nominated.
Yeah.
So people are really confused about this, probably.
It's crazy.
But hey, no, but this one was pretty straightforward for us too. I think we wrestled a little bit on Willem, and I kind of made a little bit of a case for Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
But I think this was pretty much Sam's year.
If it was going to be anyone else, it would have been Willem or Jonathan Majors, I think.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it helped that, we saw that movie together.
You did, yeah.
And we kind of realized together that was a powerful
Mm-hmm.
performance.
Exactly.
And it's what I like about it is it's kind of deceptive in that sense.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't expect it. You don't expect his character to have as much depth as he ends
Commander
up having.
Klitzendorf.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
No.
All right, moving on, we have Best Actress. All righty. And the nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are Lupita Nyong'o in Us, Caitlin Dever, Booksmart, Beanie Feldstein, Booksmart, Haley Lou Richardson, 5 Feet Apart, and Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. And the winner is... Saoirse Ronan, Little Women.
Woo!
Oh my God.
So Crystal, I know everyone shook. Haley Lou didn't win. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Us 5 feet aparters.
Yeah, you tried.
But no. In all seriousness, I am so happy for Saoirse. I know she's yet to win an Oscar, but her Andy...
She's been nominated
twice,
I believe, right?
Yeah. Actually, 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, she's been nominated 4 times.
Wow.
Atonement, Brooklyn, Lady Bird, and now Little Women.
Oh, Little Women is one of the 4. Okay,
Yes,
I gotcha.
yes.
So
It's her first Andy, though.
She was nominated for Atonement.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, she's a 4-time Academy Award nominee, and now she's an Andy winner.
And she's an Andy winner, and hopefully an Oscar winner.
Yeah, maybe
honestly.
this Sunday she gets the Oscar.
What?
Which would be insane.
That would be something.
It's probably the person who's not nominated here, Renee Zellweger's Oscar this year for Judy, which I recently just watched.
Correct, yeah.
Which I can definitely see her getting it.
Yeah, I
But,
think it's a worthy performance.
Renee Zellweger, sadly, she did not make the cutoff point for the Andes because we had not yet seen Judy at the time of our nominations. Sorry, Renee. But the point is, Saoirse ended up taking this award, and I'm very happy for her, and it's very deserved. I think the entire cast, Little Women, is outstanding. And I did fight to get the performance of the Oscar, and earlier during nominations, I did fight for Timothy. And I'm just so happy that there is some love for Little Women in the acting categories, because it's my second favorite film of the year,
Yeah,
and I think one of the best casts this whole year. And obviously, Saoirse, like I mentioned, 4-time Academy Award nominee. She's an exceptional talent. And like we said with Thomason, I cannot wait to see what she does next.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I like considering is that I feel like a lot of the people we highlighted in these categories are younger.
Exactly,
who have a lot of career ahead of them. And it's mostly just the hope of that, of just seeing where they go, really fuels these for me.
With the exception of Zhao Shuzhen, Brad Pitt, Alan Alda, Willem Dafoe, and Sam Rockwell, like our majority, and our acting nominees are very young.
Yeah.
I believe all of our Best Actress nominees are under 30 years old.
Oh,
Lupita Nyong'o, I think, just turned 30. So I guess they're very young though.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I mean, looking at this list, I think for me, I just wanted Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein to like tie win it, sorta.
Yeah,
but I really just wanted to recognize them in the nominations list. But I probably would have gone Lupita Nyong'o.
Do you think the Booksmart girls kind of split the vote a little bit? Do you think it was kind of a bad idea to have both?
No, I don't think so.
Because here's the thing, it's about the nomination that matters. We're acknowledging they are 2 of the 5 best performances of the year.
Yes.
So no, there's no shame in not winning the Andy, because even getting an Andy nomination is more prestigious than the Oscars and every other gala combined.
So yeah,
So,
I mean,
the 2 people on the voting academy.
the 2 Academy voters.
Yeah, the 2 Academy voters.
The Academy of Andes.
Academy
I think
of Andes,
I'm very comfortable having Saoirse, who was my second pick underneath Lupita Nyong'o, which is a much worthy win.
I love Haley Richardson, and I fought for the nomination. I do think Saoirse was my first choice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down in categories. Next up
is Best Actor.
Best Actor, and the nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role are Robert Pattinson for The Lighthouse, Brad Pitt for Ad Astra, Adam Sandler for Uncut Gems, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, and Shia LaBeouf for Peanut Butter Falcon. And the winner is... What is this? I'm reading this envelope right now. It's a tie. It's a tie. What? It is a tie for Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse and Adam Driver in Marriage Story. Woo! Let's give it up, people, for the both of them.
Sadly, neither of them could be here. I messaged the Marriage Story and Lighthouse Instagrams, nothing. That is perfectly okay. Like I told you when we were deciding on the winners, for a long time, Shia LaBeouf was the best performance of the year, and then I saw The Lighthouse, and then Robert Pattinson was the best performance of the year, and then I saw Marriage Story, and Adam Driver was the best performance of the year. So for me, I did not feel comfortable not giving it to one of those 3. And obviously, we fought a little bit on Pattinson and Driver.
We did.
As much as I love Pattinson, I was more in the Driver camp, and as much as you love Driver, you were more in the Pattinson camp.
I was, yes.
And I think we didn't kill each other fighting over this, so we made the right decision.
I think if there's any time to have the first tie ever in Andy's history, really, it's with these 2. I mean, I would have felt comfortable with any of the awards going to these people.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Robert, Brad, Adam.
It's a very strong category. Yeah.
It is.
I think all of our categories are very strong.
Absolutely. I'm like, I never look at any of them and be like, why are they on there? You know,
exactly,
it's like, other than Haley Lee Richardson.
Hey.
Like I said,
haven't seen it.
When you watch the movie, you will change your tune.
I'm sure I will.
You will change your tune, sir.
But yeah, I think I just had to look at not just the actors, but the characters they portrayed.
Yeah.
That's where I had to like take the line of separation and be like, who outstandingly made me believe they were this character.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Driver absolutely for Marriage Story.
Yeah.
And then Robert Pattinson for Lighthouse with Winslow. So
yeah.
Very deserving wins here for these 2 young gentlemen.
Okay, Dan. And then we'll do Best Picture together, but it's my turn to present Best
All right.
Director.
Best Director. We're here.
The nominees are Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, Noah Baumbach for Marriage Story, Jordan Peele for Us, Robert Eggers for The Lighthouse, and Sam Mendes for 1917. And the Andy goes to Robert Eggers, The Lighthouse.
That Robert,
Robert Eggers.
thank you so much for this movie.
Exactly. No, the experience of me and Dan seeing this in a New York Regal cinema
Yes.
at like 9:30 at night, right? It was
Yes,
pretty late.
on a Thursday.
On a Thursday.
On a
On a Thursday in October.
We drove all the
3
way
hours.
down. We drove 3 hours to Albany to see this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And
2
it was
weeks
worth
before it showed up in town.
I mean, up until I saw Marriage Story and Little Women, this was by far my favorite film of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I can't speak highly enough. The stuff he does in this movie is immaculate. And that comes from him being a real auteur and someone who's really focused on historical accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
And his focus on accuracy making the movie even more terrifying by like contrast.
Yep.
Like actual dialogue being taken from like journals from like old sailors and like
Yep. Old wikis
Yeah,
who are
exactly.
actually working lighthouses.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's you realize. I think you mentioned to me on the car ride back from the movie that this was. I think this was you. This was the script Robert Eggers was trying to make before the Vivitch, and then he ended up having that be bought first by A24. But he has been working on this movie for many years.
Yeah, him and his brother wrote it together. Yeah,
have been researching and writing and drafting, and I think it just goes to show that like it paid off.
Exactly.
These years
yeah.
of work of trying to get this movie made, it paid off. It did, you know.
Yeah, it's a bummer he didn't get an Academy Award recognition for it, but
Yeah.
at least we can do our small part in giving him the
We
recognition
can.
he deserves by giving him this Andy.
Yep.
And obviously, like I mentioned, a lot of these categories being very stacked. Any of these people getting the award,
So
I would have been
difficult to
okay with it.
Oh man,
Okay, so Dan, now is
Right.
the big one.
we are
Best Picture.
We are here.
This
We've
is-
made it. You guys have been just wading through hours of ads and
You know,
everything. Here we are.
so many political speeches.
So many political speeches, environmental speeches.
Yes.
Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
so many. All right,
So
what are
many-
the nominees for Best Picture?
Okay, Dan, do you just want to go read them off one by one?
Sure.
Okay. So the nominees are The Lighthouse,
Little Women,
Marriage Story,
Parasite,
The Peanut Butter Falcon,
1917,
and Jojo Rabbit.
and the winner
Winner
is
You can read it together, Dan? Make
It's-
sure you can read the envelope with me.
The Lighthouse.
So, I mean, if you know us well enough, and based on I think the 3 wins the Lighthouse just won in a row,
Yep.
you kind of aware of me and Dan's feelings on this film. And like we just told you the anecdote about us going to New York.
Yes.
This film is very unique to us and very special to us, and it also helps.
Yeah.
I adore this movie. Yeah.
That is a once in a who knows when
yeah.
kind of movie.
Oh my God, it's beautifully grotesque.
Absolutely.
It's beautifully grotesque.
But
Yeah.
I'm happy we picked The Lighthouse just
Yeah.
for like us
Yeah.
and the time we have had watching and analyzing that movie together.
Exactly.
It seemed like the Andy's choice.
It is the
you
Andy's
know?
choice. No, I mean, what would your second choice have been, Dan? Would it have been 1917?
Well, I mean that was my first
That's
choice.
right. Yeah, okay, that was your first choice.
I would have gone that. I would have gone 1917, Lighthouse, Little Women, Marriage Story.
No, we're gonna do the preferential ballot.
I guess.
We'll close it out with the preferential ballot.
Yeah.
So for me, The Lighthouse obviously won, but it would have been Marriage Story, Little Women, Lighthouse, Peanut Butter Falcon, Parasite, JoJo, 1917.
Okay, so you're 2, my 3. Or
Yeah.
You're 3, my 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does it, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's the first annual Andes.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening.
And thank you so much for supporting the show.
Absolutely.
And obviously we made a lot of jokes, but please watch the Oscars. Sadly, they do not do well in ratings. Pretty much,
No.
they've gone down pretty much every year, except for last year. They get a little bit of a boost.
When there was no host.
When there was
And
no host.
no host again.
There's no skin this year.
Which I'm
But
happy about.
no, please always support independent cinema
Mm-hmm.
and support the Oscars. It seems weird to say support this huge institution of like Hollywood elites.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, I mean, the award show does not do very well. And I get some people's sentiments about why it doesn't do well. Like Hollywood elites, boring. No one sees these movies, whatever. But if we don't support art, it will disappear. So even if you're just gonna like TiVo and like skip through it to see who wins
Yeah.
the next day, please watch the awards
enough.
or talk about it on social
Support
media.
it in a way where you're supporting the film.
Yeah.
The filmmakers.
Exactly, the filmmakers.
The actors, the actresses, everyone who put their blood, sweat,
Yeah.
tears into these films.
Exactly.
You know,
Because at the end
for
of the day, it's not
entertainment, for
about
all-
like these bunch of celebrities wearing nice suits and dresses and going to a party. It's about celebrating art and the hard work that goes into that art.
Yeah.
So yes, sorry to give you a spiel at the end of the
Don't
Andes.
apologize.
We
Connor.
needed one like heartfelt speech.
Absolutely. No one came.
So it's
to give
okay.
speeches, so we
Yeah.
wanted to give one.
We want to give
So
one.
thank you
But
so
thank you
much.
guys for listening. Follow me on Letterboxd at CRANDberry18. That is Cranberry18. See all our thoughts on the movies we mentioned today or more in the future and future episodes where we talk about movies.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. We will catch you next week for a yet unplanned episode. Bye, guys.